And good morning, Foston Paradise. I hope you're having a wonderful trip aboard this intergalactic liner, where my mind has... What mind? I had no mind. My mind is gone. Yes, okay. I'm making far too many references to a certain sci-fi movie. Let's agree this never happened, okay? Just nobody mention it. Good morning, everybody. Okay, hang on. I have a bunch of people to say hello to, but first, I acknowledge the traditional owners of this land, the Whadjuk Noongar peoples. I pay my respects to their elders past and present, and to Aboriginal elders and peoples from other communities who may be taking part in this live stream today. Right. Yeah, that's right, David. You're meant to be going to Alpha Centauri. Yes, you're on the wrong cruise liner. Yes, this is the one with the added bonus of the end of all sentient life. Yeah. Okay, so also I should apologize for my voice. I have been really quite sick this week, and I'm on the tail end of recovering from it, but still feeling tired, and you can hear my voice just is not right. I've ended up working maybe 1/3 this week of my normal sort of work week, and there's been a lot of recovery time involved. So, good morning to, in no particular order, but most important people first. No, it's not most important people first. Johnny, 41 months for my hot Swedish friend Johnny. Thank you, Johnny. 41 months membership. So, no, I don't know what order Castno put these in. I assume it's just the order that it sees people join the chat or something. So, good morning to Crispian, Johnny Bergdahl, David Crisp, Amanda, Mitch. Oh, speaking of which, Mitch, have you lost a pair of barbecue tongs with yellow rubber sort of grippers on them? If you have, I've never seen them. I don't know what's going on. Sharky, Stephen George, Simon, Any Mules, Grant Mazels. Oh, which reminds me, Grant gave me some cool things, and David gave me some cool things as well at the barbecue. Also, Tabraze, Mark Laguda, VL Andrew, Imi again. Vic is here. Hooray. Vic says, I'm kind of online shopping, home in 20 to 30. That's all right. That's how long it takes me to say good morning. Good morning. There, has that been 20 minutes? Has appropriated the tongs, yeah. So, oh, was it you, Crispian? I don't know. Someone, I thought it was Mitch, because Mitch brought along... Mitch came to the... Yes, tong you very much. Mitch came to the barbecue with his own air fryer. That is dedication. And despite the fact that he knows that I've got one right here, and it was all clean and everything, they're ready to go for cooking chicken. And he brought his own air fryer, and when I questioned him about it, he said it was so that I would not be left with the burden of cleaning the air fryer after the event. Okay. That is taking consideration to an unnatural level, but thanks, Mitch. And also, thank you for the orange and poppy seed cake. That was nice. Just checking. No, the thing hasn't updated with any more names. VL Andrew says, live stream and NASCAR. NASCAR live stream. Good, who was it? Someone earlier. Johnny, I think, said, no, Stephen said morning earthlings. And, oh, that's right. Yeah, Johnny said good midnight. Yes. Good midnight.
Mitch is Jewett, this cool guy. You know.
Crispian says, yeah, Mitch is just this cool guy, you know? Yeah, a real hoopy frood. Gavin, greetings programs. Good morning, Gavin. Okay, so that was Tanya's cake. Okay, well, Mitch, yes, please pass on to T that the cake was excellent and much enjoyed. Okay, so what are we doing? Yeah, and also this is the thing that happens when I get sick. Earlier in the week, I was feeling crappy, didn't shave for a couple of days, and then by the end of the week, it gets to the point where it's too long to just shave off with a razor, and I need to clip it off. Oh, well, I'll deal with it. I will deal with it. Kind of novelty. There's a novelty factor for a little bit, and then the novelty wears off. I get bored. Also, I get bored of looking like Father Christmas. It is very Father Christmassy once it starts to get a bit longer. So, what are we doing today? Okay, what we are doing today is dealing with the consequences of... oh, what? Crispian says there's a P-51 doing joy flights around here this morning. Sounds awesome. It would. I hope you are outside. You're watching this stream from your phone outside, preferably with me muted, so you can hang out watching the P-51. Okay, so what we are dealing with today is the consequence of doing your best Sean Connery this week. Gavin, my best Sean Connery? No, I am not a misogynistic girlfriend beater. Where? This is what we are doing today. Where am I? Yes, that was just me checking whether it was up to date. I need to, is there a .git ignore in this repo? Let's see. Git ignore. No, there is not. Okay, maybe I need to add a git ignore for Vic, because macOS adds all sorts of rubbish. You need a git ignore that just, you know, nukes all of the macOS stuff that could end up in there. It is at least conshawnery. Oh, Vic says yes, please. Oh, okay. Yeah, I every now and then I will accidentally do like a git add dot and just add all sorts of Apple type crap, and then I will realize, and then I'll remove it, and then add a git ignore. But I don't usually add a git ignore until, in the life of every repo, I have accidentally committed OS specific metadata. Right. What am I doing? Okay, so, leveling probe. That's in new one, under utils. What has happened is, if I go to, I haven't even looked at it yet. I hit print on this last night. Came in, it finished, I think about 8 o'clock this morning, give or take. I started at printing late last night. I am working very hard to try to marshal my thoughts into some kind of coherent stream, and so far I am failing. I'll get there. I'll get there. The stimulants have not yet kicked in. Ooh, David says, for those people in Melbourne today, the Hobby Expo is on at Sandown Racetrack today. Lots of model trains and boats and cars and helicopters and old men showing off their cool models. What about old men like me looking at the cool models? Hobby Expo. That. Whoa, what? David, I'll see you there. Like, the stream is finishing now. Yeah, we are there too. Okay. Okay, so, where was I? Where was I? Yes. David says, might head down this Arvo. Okay, overhead camera, go. Oh, look, these are part of the haul that Grant got me, that Grant brought over on the weekend. So these are hemostats and some surgical scissors and surgical tweezers of a couple of different types. Yeah, so these came from that metal recycling place that David mentioned. Not David, Grant. Grant mentioned. And he got a few and brought them over for me. So, yeah, there were two of these sort of, I was going to say large hemostats, but they're not actually that large. I have hemostats already that are significantly larger than this. This one, which is kind of a medium-sized hemostat. I've got, he gave me two of these, one of these, two of these, one of these. The others have already been distributed onto the other bench, which is very cool. Yeah, I already have, so these are other ones. So these hemostats, for example, these came from my grandfather. So my grandfather was a surgeon. Both my grandfathers, I believe, were surgeons. So these came specifically from my maternal grandfather. And so these were some of his surgical tools. So this is like a little narrow-jawed, curved hemostat. And I've abused it over the years. So this would be, how old would it be? Probably 50 years old. So yeah, and this as well, at least. Yeah, it'd be somewhere in that ballpark. And so this is just like a straight, the classic hemostat sort of size. Yeah, these ones are the curved ones. So both of these ones came from my grandfather, and I've got others around the place as well, different sizes and shapes. But these ones came from Grant. So thank you very much. It's really cool. So cool. Very nice. They're useful tools. When we were looking at them during the week, one comment that my son Tom made is that for the types of purposes that we use, it would be very useful to have a hemostat where the little engagement latch was longer, because the way these ones are generally made, you can see that it's not quite engaging the latch there, and yet the jaws are closed. So the point at which you start latching onto something, these ones, this will do, a bit of solder here. The point at which you start latching onto something, so that is now holding the solder, which is called, what is this? It's like 0.8mm solder. And these are not even close to latching. It would be really nice to have hemostats with extended latches so that you could latch it in place, gripping something without the jaws clamped shut. Because by the time you, like if I squeeze this to the first click, it's taken a fairly significant amount of force. It is gripping that really hard now, to the point that it has probably crushed the solder. So, and then I'll release it. Yeah, it's hard for you to see, but that solder is now flat, very, very flat. And it's imprinted with the grooves from the gripping surfaces of this, the little knurling. So, yeah, what would be really cool would be hemostats, but that you can latch in a partly open position and will hold that position. And I've been thinking about ways to do something like make a 3D printed latch mechanism that clips on here so that you can like clip it in. But it certainly would not work nearly as well as the little interlocking stainless steel things they have on these ones. So, very, very nice though. They're very cool tools. Okay, enough of that. I was just showing you those because they happen to be sitting right there on the bench because Tom and I had been playing with them during the week. And thank you very much, Grant, for looking those out. They are awesome. All right, now this is broken, but this is the previous version of the Pika that I printed, and the little flexures up here are broken. It's not in good shape, but that's okay. This one actually is not useful because the design has been superseded. So, and also I printed this one with supports, and I think that is actually why some of these got broken, because moving this around a little bit with the supports in place stressed the flexures and caused them to break. Somewhere there is a base for it. Where? I'm going to go grab the base. Where is it? Oh, no, maybe it's in the box. No, it's not in the box. I think it must be in the way down the back of the cleanish room where the printer is, because there is a base. Where'd it go? I may actually need it. I may need it to go under the new one. I haven't checked whether the base has changed. Where is it? I don't know. That's annoying. Strange. Anyway, so this is the old print-in-place kinetic assembly. I've got to lift it up off the bench just a little bit so that it's free to move.
If it isn't in the box, then OTLLB outside the box.
Maybe outside the box. Crispian, took me a while to figure out what you were getting at there. That was a total dad joke, yes. And I approve. So this little assembly, the idea is that flat table can move in 2 axes and remain totally parallel to the base. But this one is broken, and I'm not really that upset about it because the design is out of date. So I printed this, and Vic printed one, and then assembled it, put the axis drivers on it, did all of the stuff, and discovered a few problems with the design. So he discovered that there was flex where there shouldn't be, and so these walls, if I move this, you can see that these walls bend a bit, and that's not good when you're dealing with trying to get things down to sub-micron levels of stability. And then in squeezing this, you might be able to see that the top of this tower is moving. So it just wasn't quite as secure and stable as it needed to be. So he has revised the design, and this, I'm going to lift this one, pick this one up carefully because I do not want to break this one. This one that is printed in this horrible yellow is the new one. Oh, I'll move that more carefully because I do not want to break it. Yeah, it does need to sit up on a base of some kind so that the center point is not dragging on the bench. This part here goes down onto like a ring, and that raises this. What I'll do is find a couple of things to put it on. A couple of PCBs will do. How about these? I'm going to stick PCBs under the corners. There and there, and a couple under here. Doesn't need to be raised much, just raised off the bench so that the middle is free floating. And so now it can be moved in this axis using this arm, and it can be moved in this axis by pushing on it directly. And you can see the difference between the old Pica here and the new Pica. It has some rigid bars around it. If I, how am I going to do this? Okay, I'm going to pick this up and turn it onto its side a bit. Look at these structures here. It's got these big ribs that go around it horizontally. They've got 45-degree chamfers underneath so that they can be printed without supports. And they add all of this thickness as a rib all the way around the structure. And if we compare that to the old one, you can see it doesn't have that rib. It's just the wall. So this part of the wall can flex because it does not have this reinforcing rib running all the way around. So the result is that this one, the new one, is much more rigid. And you can also see that the base around here has been thickened up. This base here is fairly thin. The base here is quite thick. And there have been some other changes as well too. You can see that this has moved relative to the position of where the nuts go in here. And yeah, just general other improvements. So Vic realized that there were a few things that needed to be improved based on that design. And this is the iteration.
It looks like a tiny bay jail.
A tiny, oh, a jail, yeah, tiny baby jail. Yeah, with a guard tower on the corner, or like a castle, which is essentially the same sort of thing. A jail is for keeping people in, a castle is for keeping people out. Although a jail is also for keeping people out. Surprisingly, a large part of its job is keeping people out, preventing people from getting into it. Yes, so you have multiple levels of defense. This could be where the drawbridge is on this side, defensive tower, the keep in the middle, the secure area with multiple lines of defense around inside it. Yeah, you can also see that there are extra layers on these verticals. If we compare it to this one, see this central box, well, the second layer box is single walled all the way around. So these sides can flex. And here, it's doubled up. So there is an extra flexure joint between there and there and there and there. And the other flexures are down at the bottom of that point. And then we've got extra framing in there. So the whole thing should be a lot more rigid. Yes. So, what now? What now? Well, because I am totally unprepared, I'm not even sure. Oh, one thing that I did get is some stepper motors. They arrived during the week. These steppers, the ones like these ones here that I pulled out of my old Mendelmax printer, these are 1.8 degree steppers, so 200 steps per revolution, and I needed to get some 400 steppers, so I ordered them during the week. I'm going to leave, no, I'll put that one away. I'm going to get a different one out, and then I'm going to get the new steppers, because I may have made a horrible mistake. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, please excuse me sounding not so healthy. There. That is why I may have made a horrible mistake. So these steppers are 0.9 degree, 400 step per revolution steppers. But they are low profile steppers. And when I was looking at the specs for them, the difference in torque. Yeah, the difference in torque between this and this was not very much, surprisingly. Look at the difference in size in those motors. This one is huge in comparison. This one is the modern low-profile stepper from Stepper Online, and I should pull up the specs for it and have a look at it. But yeah, when I was looking at steppers and specifically looking for 0.9 degree steppers, came across these ones and I thought, ooh, low-profile steppers, they'll look really cool. I'll get those. And then after I ordered them, no, so I did actually look up the specs. And the specs on these, they were, I think it was something like, these have 70% as much torque as these. So they are weaker, but shockingly not as weak as you would expect. You would think they'd have like 40% of the torque of the large one, but they don't. The amount of current that these are rated to is almost the same as these, and the torque in kilograms, centimeters, or whatever I refuse to use the foot-pounds thing. So the torque in fact, it shouldn't be kilograms centimeters, it should be Newton centimeters, is almost the same as this. So hopefully we are not dealing with a high torque situation here where we are pushing the limits of the steppers and the extra torque of these big ones is required. Hopefully these little ones will do the job and look cool while doing it, like a little sports car. Now my other axis drivers are all still in parts because I'm slack. Oh, also, David, I think it was David, brought me this, which is stainless steel wire, but it is thicker than what Vic has been using. So Vic has been working from 0.3mm wire and then chemically etching it down to the atomic point. This, I believe, is about 0.7mm. Let's find out. Let's find out. Got to zero them. 0.73mm.
But do they have sufficient torque to toss a squirrel?
The traditional squirrel tossing championships. Maybe. Depends on the squirrel. Are we talking about Steve and Steph? The little squirrels? Then it probably would. Oh, Grant says, I had 0.3mm wire with me. Forgot to give you some. Ooh. The cancelled order was for low profile. The reorder for larger ones. Oh, okay. So I'm just reading back in chat here. Grant says, AliExpress cancelled my 0.9 degree stepper order. Had to order again from another one. Cancelled order was for low profile. The reorder was for larger ones. Okay. Stephen says stepper motors are more commonly known as legs. Yeah. Yes, the perambulation activation device. Oh, the other thing about these, which I did not know until I got them, well, several things about them. Firstly, you can see that the motor shaft is shorter. And secondly, it does not have a flat spot on it. These are just perfectly round shafts, and it doesn't have the little dimple thing in the front. In fact, let me check this. What size is this? So that's a 5mm shaft. This is also a 5mm shaft. So just looking at these. Okay, no, these do not have a flat in them, which means it should be fine. Whoa, it just falls on. Is this one that I drilled out? Yeah, I think this is one that I drilled out, and I drilled it out too enthusiastically. So I need to print more of these anyway. Pete! No! What? No, just no. That's Pete's message to me. No, just no. No. I want to know what the question was. So, yeah. All right. I need to print more of these. This one I drilled out. Where's the other one? So I'm pretty sure I had 3 of these printed. There it is. So this one I don't think has been drilled out. Yeah, and it doesn't fit. Like it would take a lot of pressure to get that on. So I think what I would probably do is the same as I did last time, which is heat up the shaft a little bit and push that on. But of course I need to get it square. What is the hole? I need like a little internal ball thing. 4.7-ish on the internals there to go onto an actual 5mm shaft. But who is this now? Tinker! Maybe. But for 38 months.
At RelWareDep said, no matter the question, yes invariably leads to problems. And if it doesn't, the answer is most likely no anyway.
Okay. Yep. Dave Paul Jones says, watch out for backlash with 3D prints. Yeah. So with these, it needs to bond to the shaft. So one way to do it would be to drill it out to 5mm, which is what I did with this one. This is a competition now, isn't it? Tassie Bob. So we've got, thank you Tassie. So we had Pete, you're being shown up. So Pete, member for 34 months, then Tinker, member for 38 months. And now we've got Tassie, member for 40 months. Oh, and another one. Coffee, yes, yes. Okay, so we've got no, maybe, yes. And this, come on, play it. Here it comes. Thanks, Amanda. So that was Amanda's 37-month membership. Why are they all coming up now? To be honest, I don't actually even know how this works, like how the YouTube side of this works. When you are a member of a channel, what is it that triggers the message to appear? Is it like a renewal thing? I don't know. Can't compete. Nobody can compete with you, Crispian. So this is Crispian's 27 months. Come on. No, we can't. A coffee. Tassie Bob. Okay, this is going to be a change in the music. Yeah, this one's more fun. Thank you, Tassie Bob, for being my caffeine supplier. Oh, my caffeine sponsor. Okay. So Tinker says there's an option.
And Tinker001 said, there's an option in with Super Chat such.
Oh, okay. It's good that you cheered me up. Yeah. Where am I going with this? Part of it is that I feel totally unprepared to be doing this. So I really needed to do a whole lot more homework and preparation before this stream today so that I was not wasting your time, because all I did, the only thing I have done since the last stream about the RepRapMicron is come in late last night and hit print on this. Oh, and order the little 0.9 degree steppers. That is literally all I have done. I've done no other preparation or planning or anything at all. So, yeah, this is not going to be a good example of approaching a project in a sensible and organized manner. Not in the slightest. So I don't even know what I'm going to do next. I have this. What am I going to do? Okay, I need to put a couple of tools away, like put that back in its Gridfinity location. I need to clear some space on the bench here, which includes taking this old broken picker and moving it out of the way, so I'll do that. Maybe what I need to do is axis assembly before doing anything too much else, which is kind of going backwards. It's a step backwards. Okay, I'm going to move this new picker. What is this one? Picker V 0. Okay, I gotta see if I can multicolor print this. Multicolor print multipass. Oh no, it doesn't work at all. The ink bleeds. It runs down through the. See, I'm making a mess of this.
At Tinker001 said, has anything on this stream ever been sensible and organized?
No, nothing. Never. I deny it. See, on camera now it just looks like a black line because the ink from the pen got sucked into the PLA and it ran along the layer lines. So what I was trying to do was just draw along the tops of the raised lettering to make it stand out, but I even ruined that. Can't do anything right. Ah, Sion is here. Yes, okay, it looks like there are a few people who have joined the chat. There we have, some I've already been talking to. Tinker, Pete, Tassie Bob, Dave Paul Jones, Gavin Jackson, Sion, Ben Straker. Yes. Vic says, do you want me to photo dump the picker base assembly? How can I answer no to that? How can I possibly say no? Tinker says, find sandpaper and scrub the tops now. The tops of what? Sion. So, unexpected maker is Sion. Sion's been lurking buried deep in shitty IDF bugs. Why? Ooh, Don S has made it from New Zealand. Welcome, Don. Okay. It may be that you can't, for various reasons, explain what the shitty IDF bugs are, but I am always interested to hear about shitty IDF bugs. For my part, I've been doing some interesting IDF stuff recently. I have just been... I've got a mental checkpoint here because commercial. Excuse me. A job that I have been working on. Ooh, I'm going to need to drop at least one of these spaces and get shorter bolts as well. So a job that I've been working on, a client specifically wanted me to do some work using Platform IO because they use it. So my client's company uses Platform IO internally for other software stuff that they do. And I was doing some ESP32 firmware on a job for them. And so they said, can you please do, well, this wasn't quite how the conversation went, but the upshot of it all was I have ended up, over the last couple of weeks, doing a bunch of Platform IO / ESP IDF crossover work, which has been, it's been okay. Now, what is the difference? What I'm going to do is the difference that thickness? No, it's more, it's more than that. Maybe the difference is that thickness. Yeah, it's actually slightly more than that. So I think what I need to do is drop that spacer, keep that spacer. Depends a little on where the where this is meant to end up in terms of the height of this shaft. I think that what I need to do is hit print on some more of these, because I'm going to need them by the end of the stream. They won't take that long to print. So if I start those printing, maybe they will be ready by the time I need them. I'm tempted to edit this design slightly, because I want to, I don't want to have to drill these out, and I want to be able to get those onto these shafts, onto the 5mm shafts for the little low profile steppers. So, okay, that is a time thing that is beyond my control, which means I should do it now-ish. Yeah, what the hell, let's do it. It means I can see the chat as well, and I have not been able to see the chat for most of this stream so far. So, what am I doing? Okay, I am going to... I'm going to open Dropbox. You will see the end result of this in a minute, but I'm just going to do this off screen first. Going into RepRapMicron, mouse picker base parallelogram driver pick. No, that is all. Axis driver 3MF. Okay. Let's do this. I think this is where the things are. Where is the little Duvallaki? Oh, it's not in here. Okay. So what I'm looking at is... get out of there. Oh, that's Prusa Slicer. Why did that open in Prusa Slicer? I've got... yeah, the file type association is wrong. I'm going to open this, but still... it's still not the right one. I know it's not the right one. So I need to find the... I need to find the part with the stepper motor adapter on it, and that is in a separate... that is separate because it needed to be printed with different printer settings, and I will find that. Oop. There, and where am I? RepRapMicron. I will find it eventually. There, and there, and there. Okay, so this, I believe, is the thing. What am I looking for? Mouse axis driver, linear flexure, linear coupling, parallelogram, mouse picker probe stage, Z tower, control SS probe box. I think it might be this one. Let's see. This is not going to work, is it? This is one thing that annoys me about OpenSCAD. You cannot.
Tinker001 said, Vic is trying to help in chat.
Oh, Vic is trying to help in chat. Flexure linear coupling. Okay. Yes, cool. Central NEMA shaft hole. Thank you, Vic. Yeah, one thing that annoys me about OpenSCAD is, okay, I'm going to close OpenSCAD. This, the .scad file, is associated with OpenSCAD, and I can do open with OpenSCAD. It does not pass the file name to the program. So it just throws you back into this open thing, and then you've got to go and find the file. Flexure linear coupling. Okay, now where is the setting for, what am I looking for? Central NEMA shaft hole. Okay, Central NEMA. There we go. difference, blah, 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 blah. R is 2.5, so spring height 4.5. Cylinder, R is 2.5. So I think it must be, yeah, this will be a compensation for printer kind of specific stuff, because R of 2.5 should give me the 5mm hole. But what I'm actually ending up with is something like a 4.7mm hole. So I think if I make this 2.6, it should end up, in theory, it's then targeting a 5.2mm hole, but it will it'll under output it. So then I should end up with a hole which is pretty close. Nice thing is these are pretty fast to print, so yeah. So this is the hang on, why is that so shallow? Is that just a weird rendering thing? Oh, I think it is just a weird, it is, it's just a weird rendering thing. It looked like it was just doing one layer. If you look at that, it looks like, see the vertical green lines here as the inside of this cylinder, and I thought this was just printing one layer on the, but no, it's just a weird rendering thing. So they are full height, yes, cool, okay. Very good, very good, yeah. So hopefully that is now what I want. So now I can dump it out as an STL, and we can send them to the printer. Hang on, error, nothing to export. Oh, try rendering first. I did render, didn't I? I thought I did. Oh, that was preview. I just did a preview, not a render. Ah, okay. I forgot to render. Ba-ding! Now we can export it as an STL. And I'm gonna save it there. And then if we come back to here, we will have flexure linear coupling STL, pull this into no, not Prusa Slicer. I just did that reflexively. I've spent so many years using Prusa Slicer. Yeah, Bamboo Studio, that'll do. Get rid of that. Bring this across, and sorry. Yeah, the cough got me in all of a sudden and in a hurry. Let's see, convert from meter. No, I do not want to convert from meter. Let's make this one yellow, and let's do a couple more. I need 3, and if it works first time, it's a bonus. All right, so I don't remember if there are any specific slicer settings required for this. So Vic was using 5 bottom layers, 5 top layers, I think. Yeah, this is just on, what is this on? Bottom shell layers 5, yeah, so this has got the modified settings. Sparse infill is 20%. Yep, so this has inherited the settings because I opened the previously sliced model. Good-o, good-o. Slice and dice and send it to print. Half an hour, all right. Do it. Do it. Go. And they are going to be in this horrible mismatched yellow. I don't like that. Ooh, DTEC is here. Oh, okay. I am just scrolling back because I wanted to see Sion's response earlier, which was, oh, okay, so Sion said, Random disconnects of all devices on a soft AP device after exactly 1 hour, but not a DHCP lease issue. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, I am not using Wi-Fi on that particular project that I'm doing with Platform.io and ESP IDF. Oh, Ben says, I'm in UK, so normally watch the recording but cannot sleep. Oh, okay, so I am helping your insomnia. I will send you to sleep. D-Tech is here as well. So, D-Tech and Donis. Okay, they are in the chat list now. What else? Ooh. Crispian just says, P51 just went past at 418 knots at 200 meters. Whoa. Okay. At 418 knots, so I can't remember the conversion rate, but it's 418 knots is like 700 kilometers an hour, isn't it? Let's see. What's the ratio? Yeah, it's 1.8. It's more than that. Okay. It is, so that is 418 knots. Oh, my guess wasn't far off. 774 kilometers an hour. Yeah, so I was guessing about 700 kilometers an hour. So, okay. So, 200 meters traveled at 770 kilometers per hour is 0.93 seconds. Yeah, that's longer than I thought. Okay. So it's comfortably under 1 second from that altitude to...
Fast enough to get a speeding ticket.
Yeah, definitely fast enough to get a speeding ticket. Yeah, so comfortably under 1 second from that altitude to impacting the ground. But, of course, you're traveling horizontally at 770 kilometers an hour, so the vertical vector is hopefully very, very small. Yeah. Yes, okay. I should have hit play on this so we can see what's going on. Woo! Bed leveling, or homing. Yes. Where are we? Okay. So, Crispian, I have 2 questions for you. 1, are you getting photos of this? And 2, are you getting videos of this? And I should actually, and 3, are you getting audio recordings of this? But that goes along with the video. Ooh. Oh, David says, who knew using a precision XY axis vise with a very non-precision drill press will result in none of the holes being in the right place. On the end of the round bar, I'm turning to chips. Oh. Okay. Yeah. I have this sudden urge to sit here and just watch the printer and not do anything else and maybe have a little nap. It feels like nap time. Feels like I've been up for hours. Well, I have been up for hours, but it feels like... it definitely feels like it. Resume! Build plate marker was not detected. How is that? Okay, I'm going to go... Ooh, hang on. Mr. Printer, if you're going to get me to realign the build plate, could you at least do me the courtesy of lowering it so that it's not stuck up against the hot end. That would be nice. Okay, I'm going to go off this camera for a bit, and you might see me fiddling around on that camera in a second. Why can it not see the identifier on the bill plate? Did I not push it back into place? Oh, I didn't push it back into place properly. It's offset. Okay, so I should be able to. Oh, it's very tight. Magnets doing their magnetic thing. Now, can I move it enough? I think that is back. Resume. Let's see it do its resumption. It pains me to be printing 3 of these couplings in a color that does not match any of the axis drivers. Okay, come on, you can find the QR code. You can find it. Yeah, so I'm printing these couplings in yellow, in bright safety yellow, and the axis drivers are blue, green, and like a deep eggy sort of yellow, like that yellow, which is a much nicer yellow than the one that is currently being used. Oh well. What I need is...
Marinated pasta carbonara.
Here it comes, Henrik with his weekly food updates. Psychedelic prints good. Yep. Crispian says it showed 684 knots for a while before disappearing from radar. There aren't enough ADS-B transceivers nearby. It isn't close enough for any photos or videos or sounds to be recorded well enough. Then what are you doing where you are? Get in your car and chase that thing. I want video footage of that P-51. Okay. Crispian says, I've been searching for specs. Maximum speed, 440 miles per hour, 710 kilometers an hour, 383 knots. So why was it doing whatever you said it was earlier, which worked out to be something like 770 kilometers an hour? Speaking of which, what is the speed of sound in kilometers an hour? I know we're not up close to that yet, but it's, you know, it's within shouting distance. If you'll pardon that. Speed of sound in kilometers an hour. It is 1,234 kilometers an hour. Okay. Yeah, so... tailwind, I'm going downhill. Wind speed. The pilot farted. Yeah, and also Crispian is at altitude, at 1,500 feet altitude. So slightly thinner air. Slightly thinner? Slightly thinner. Okay. It's looking kind of globby on that bit of the print. I don't think it really matters though. I think it'll be fine. Oh, I'm tired. It did appear that it was coming out of a dive. Yeah, okay. Yes, that'll do it. A bit of gravity assist. All right, now, while those are printing, I am going to grab my, oops, I just dropped something on the ground. I am going to grab my M3, yes, my M3 drawers, my drawers of M3, and start putting nuts and bolts and things. I need to find a better place for these. For something like a year and a half now, these drawers, and by which I mean, sorry, I'll bring these drawers. These drawers are full of M3 nuts and bolts. Have been sitting on the floor in the cleanish room. Recommended MAC limit 0.8. Okay, yeah, have been sitting in the cleanish room because I don't have anywhere else for them. And then I ended up moving a bunch of them out, and they are on the floor in the mechanical area in the swamp, which many of you will have seen. And that's not a good place for them either. I just put them there to get them out of the cleanish room, but that is not where I want them to be. Excuse me. Oh. Not feeling as healthy as I should be. So what am I doing? That's right, this is the disassembled one. So this has the nuts in it. That can sit up there. Right there, just on camera. Okay. This is, what is this doing? This is waiting for a new coupler to go onto it, and also some shorter bolts. So I'll put that up there. And this is the driver assembly. Part of it anyway. Yeah, to suit that one. All right, that can go up there. Out of the way. So then we have a couple more that need doings. So we've got the green one here, which is the short one, and we've got all of these various parts, different bits and pieces. We've got these things that have got the nuts in them, and what else? Got all of these bits. I'll move these out of the way because they're no longer relevant. So we've got all of these bits for the yellow axis driver. And then we have equivalent bits, which I won't bother bringing out right now. Oops. It's okay. I'm just knocking stuff off. Yeah, the equivalent bits for the... Okay, which of these need nuts in them, if any? Looks like this one does. All right, so I need to find the equivalent of that, which is that one and that one. These both need nuts stuck in them. Okay, let's do that. So at least I'm doing something vaguely useful while the printer is keeping up its end of the bargain. So I'll stick the nuts into these. And what I need now is a pair of pliers. Where did they go? I had them somewhere. I also had some parallel nose thingies, and I think I'll put those somewhere as well. Okay. What can I misappropriate as a hammer? Not that. I could just use the edge of these pliers. Yeah, just use the... That's right. Grab yourself a $200 pair of Lindstrom pliers and use those as a hammer. There we go. I think I do need an actual hammer. I have... Ooh, I wonder what I have down in here. In the hand tools box. I have a box just under the counter here. Ooh, there is stuff in here which will genuinely be useful. Ooh, hang on. Oh no, that's carbon steel. I just pulled this out and found this, but it's carbon steel cutting wire, 0.08 millimeter. yeah, not useful as a tip, unfortunately, because it's carbon steel, so I don't think I can etch it.
John starts using his head as a hammer.
Oh, it's been used as a hammer before. My head makes a good hammer. It's kind of, yeah. What size is this one? Oh, this is 0.04 millimeter wire. Special carbon steel cutting wire, 200 meters. Yeah, I don't think this is, I mean, it'd be cool if that could be used for making tips, but I suspect not. It will not have the correct chemical properties for etching it down. Smack it on the bench. Yeah, or I could use these and squeeze it like that and like that. There. The only problem is it may not end up perfectly straight because the increments on the jaws are about every, what is it? About every 5 millimeters, which means that the jaws aren't actually perfectly parallel. Not bad though. Not bad. All right, squeeze those. I think last time I did it with an actual hammer. I went and grabbed a hammer out of my tool belt and used that. But that was like a full-size carpenter's hammer, not a little one. I've got a tiny little ball peen hammer that I used to use for this sort of purpose. And that would be ideal, but I'm not sure where it is. Okay, those are in. Then we need 4 in each of these. Okay. I can manage this. Oh, for the, will it? I'm just, sorry. I'm just mentally wondering whether, of course I mentally wonder. Will it reach? I don't want to damage the other face though. Ooh, I think it worked. No, it didn't go quite straight. I think I do need to go and get a hammer. Gosh, I wish I knew where the teeny tiny little ball peen hammer was, which was useful for, I think it was originally for like jewelry sort of stuff. It's a very small one. This hammer that I am grabbing now out of the tool belt is not a jewelry scale hammer. This one is a smacking nails into 45 by 90 or 90 by 45, depending on your orientation. Timber. But if I hold it here, near the head, it gives me the illusion of having more control and not being quite such a crude, blunt instrument. I'm being specific about which nuts I'm picking out of the nut box at the moment, because I have several different types in there. These will pull tight anyway, I believe. Oh, those ones are done. That one's done. Did I do those last time? I must have. Must have. Those are all done. Okay, these are not fully done yet, so I'll move these out of the way. And they are on the flexures, so I do need to be careful about these. I don't want to break these.
001 said, COS TTS isn't even helpful at times.
Yeah, I do need a... Ooh, Simon says Nipex makes some really nice adjustable wrenches. Darren says, normally I just use a screw to pull a nut in. It works reliably. Yeah, screw will pull them in, says Vic. Yep. Or use a bit of that electric fence. Vic says 0.4 millimeter close enough. Don't know about carbon steel. Throw it around for some nichrome. Yep. Nichrome. Yeah. I am curious. I haven't actually opened those. I'm going to open the. So I've got these two. These were included as the classic free gifts when I ordered something. I don't even remember what I ordered. Probably solder. But this diameter says 0.04 millimeter. And this one says 0.08 millimeter. It's not 0.4 and 0.8. It's 0.04. So I'm going to grab the thicker one. When I saw this, I thought, how can it be point? Okay, I'm going to check this. You wouldn't even be able to see it on camera.
At Austin's_creations said, what you need is a manual arbor press.
I have one. It's out in the swamp. Yeah, I do have a press. So there is a tail of the wire sticking out here. You would not be able to see it, but I'm just going to try, oops, measuring it. Oh, got to get it. 0.1. I'll bend it up a bit. Yeah, it's very springy. All right, I'm going to try to get it between the flat parts of the. Yeah, it's measuring out at 0.1 of a millimeter. It claims to be 0.08. Pretty skinny. Mechanic, show the style of master. Woo! Yeah, so what this wire is for cutting adhesive in screens. So the idea is that you have a length of it, and you'd have to hold, have a tool of some kind on each side to hold it. And it's like a garrote. So this wire is so thin that it becomes like a blade, and you pull it between the screen and the glass, and it cuts through it. Yeah, so this is the nominal 0.08 millimeter, and this is 0.04 millimeter. Now that I've opened this, I want to see what this one's like. So this one's measuring at 0.1 millimeter, even though it says 0.08.
At Austin's_creations said, need a micrometer for accuracy.
Yeah, this is definitely not. Yeah, trying to measure something down at this scale with this. Yeah, it's just not going to do the job. All right, let's try. Where is? Oh man, I can barely even see it. So this is the nominal. Oh, it is there. Like, I am having trouble seeing that with my bare eyes. So this is the supposedly 0.04 millimeter steel wire. Yeah, I can feel it with the tweezers. How thick is hair, like human hair? Because this seems thinner. Yeah, 0.09. These, we are right at the limit of what these can actually measure. This, I can tell, is thinner than this. And this was measuring 0.1 millimeter. This is also measuring 0.1 millimeter. And I think we're just hitting the limit here of, okay, I'm going to, oh, there was a little piece stuck in it. Yeah, okay, so that's zeroed now. 0.08. Yep. We are definitely down into tolerances where I do not trust these calipers. You'd need something better to be able to measure that. But anyway, interesting. Carbon steel cutting wire. 0.04 millimeter. I had totally forgotten I even had this. It's something that I was sent as a freebie gift. It's Mechanic brand, so it must have been when I ordered some Mechanic solder, because I have, yeah, this stuff, Mechanic. I've bought many rolls of Mechanic solder over the years, and it was probably included in as a freebie in one of my solder orders. So, and I wouldn't have known what to do with it, because I don't replace screens on phones. I have, but I don't try to debond the LCD from the glass. I just replace the whole assembly, because I'm not a master at doing that sort of thing. So, where was I? Oh yeah, that's right. I was putting things into here. Okay, so Vic says hair is 100. It's in the region of 50 to 100 microns. Ooh, Vic says wire would probably make nice electrical rocket igniters. Yeah, it wouldn't take a whole lot to turn that into a little flaming piece of metal. Okay, so Simon says my new favorite tool is an Nipex. I need to oh, excuse me. Sorry. I'm going to use these fancy tweezers. Put them in here, and actually what I am going to do is use one of these bolts. This is really what I should have been doing with the other ones as well. Put the bolt onto there, and then tippy tap it down by tapping the top of, where's my hammer? The top of the bolt, not tapping directly onto the nut. So I'll align that on there. There it goes. Which also gives an opportunity to align vertically, because you can use the bolt as a visual guide and just sort of adjust it to be in the right position. Okay, so that one goes in the top. Then we need some in the bottom. What is going on with the print? Well, the print is almost finished. It's got a couple of minutes to go. Vic says blue NEMA mount will not fit Pika. Ah, this one. Okay, so the green one will fit, but the blue will not. Is that correct? And this one also will not, I guess, because there are two here. You can see here these two are the longer type, and the green one is the shorter type. So it seems like I may need to reprint a couple. Ooh, this is nerve-wracking. This is just slightly off the edge of the camera. Whew. Okay, yeah, the whole assembly was being supported off this face, hanging off the edge of the bench. Ooh. I feel like I need some nasal decongestant. I am feeling distinctly subpar. Okay, I need to clean these holes up a little bit. Now, if only I had a tool designed for deburring holes. If only some special person had sent me a special present. Check this out. Oh, look at this. Oh. To there. Opens like that. And, ooh, Now, I need to clean up these holes. Just wondering about the best way to do this. So, could be a scalpel, but it could also be maybe the smallest of these. Well, this, I'm just going to check before I mount everything into here. Will this fit? This is not really the ideal situation to be using a deburring tool like this. It's not intended for this particular application. No, I think this is a situation where even with the super fancy deburring tool, I still need to do that part of it with a scalpel. But look at this. So cool. Ooh, look at that. It's so small that you can't really see it on camera. There is a very nice, ooh, that bong was the printer saying it's finished. There is a very nice little edge cutter thingy there. Okay. Ooh, maybe this, yes. I wonder if this tool would do it. If I can get it out without cutting myself. Come on. Will this do the job? Not quite. No, this, I'm trying to use a tool that is not intended for this specific job. I'm going to use the blade instead. The particular geometry here means that I can't get a normal deburring tool into the spot where it needs to go. Okay, so Vic, you've probably already answered this question in chat. I'm going to look at chat in a second. Do I need to reprint?
001 said, read Vic's chat comments, John.
Yes, I am going to in just a moment, because I have questions about whether I should reprint these. Okay, that seems nice and clean now. All right, where is, what am I doing? Here. Let's see, where are Vic's comments? One of these things is not the same. Got a small pointy reamer? Yes, you should reprint those. Okay, cool. And Grant says, bank balance depletes quickly when buying Knipex and Lindstrom tools. Yes, but they're so good. They're so good. Now, where is this? Knipex. Oops, no, not that. Oh, come on. The stupid UI in this keeps popping up menus when I just want to select text. All right, I'm going to go for Knipex. That. All right, so. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what you're referring to. Simon says, my new favorite tool is this. This. Okay, is this what I need to buy? Ooh, look at the latch ratcheting thing in that. Oh. Ooh, these look nice. Very nice. Like there's a little cam mechanism in here. So parallel jaw. Oh, and they're true parallel jaw because of the linear guide here, which is very different to wherever it is, the style of this. So this is pivoting jaws, so they do not stay parallel. You move them to different locations and latch them, but any time that they are outside of that range, they are no longer parallel. Oh, but with these Knipex ones, it's got this cam driver. Oh, I have tool envy, Simon. I want some of these. Pliers and a wrench and a single tool. Great for gripping, holding, pressing and bending workpieces. Zero backlash jaw pressure prevents damage to edges of sensitive components. Fast adjustment by pushing, yeah. Ooh. Yes. Nice. Oh, Tinker says, and he completely misses the comment.
Spells couleur sur les prices in primes.
Okay. About shoving an M3 screw through. Yes, you should reprint those. All right, TTS is booked. Use a triangular tool like you would a scalpel. Oh, I tried that, Grant, but because the problem is the hole is recessed into a little hexagon rebate, it wouldn't reach because of the shape of the triangular reaming tool. Okay, what I'm going to do is, what filaments do I have loaded? I think I do not have any of the appropriate filaments loaded. I'm going to need to do some swaps. Where are we? Device. Prepare. Alright, get rid of those. And what am I going to bring in? I will bring in access driver. No, not the SCAD file. Did I not? Where did I put the STLs? Am I going to have to regenerate these? They're probably just like in my downloads. Oh no, I think I know why. It's because I would have done it in here.
At Tinker001 said,
yes.
Just push a screw through from the back.
Yeah, push a screw through from the back, but that leaves, it doesn't clear out the little strands, stringy strands. What am I doing? Access complementary.stl. When was this from? 27th of January. Oh, mouse access driver. I think this. Let's see what we've got. So that one is old. Old. Yeah, I need to do new stuff. I need to do the new one. Okay. I will stop messing around and just go to the real thing. Get out of that. Don't save. And go to... So this is the current stuff. What have we got? Stage, flexure, flexure. Nope. I want to get out of... No, it should be in there. Complementary, stage, deprecated, nope. Parallelogram, that's what I want. Okay. Let's open that. Open. Mouse parallelogram, that one. And boop. We want to get rid of most of it. And I want the version of this with only 2 columns, not 3 columns. So, where are the settings for this? I want to turn off beam height. PL top beam height is 3. Is that it? Bottom beam height is higher than the top beam as it has to fit between moving flexures. No. Use axis drivers with MB length in hole set to 2. MB length in holes. Let's find that. MB length in holes is currently 3. I'll change that to 2 and render, and then we should have the correct thing. And what I'm going to do is only print that piece. I'm not going to print the entire structure again because I already have all of the other parts. Rendering. Is it still rendering? I think it might be. Oh yeah, progress bar down in the bottom right. Rendering. So I could probably turn off the other objects from the render. Sets true to print the whole sheet. If true. Translate, blah, 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 rotate, axis mode. I can probably disassemble bits out of here to disassemble bits. I can probably disable bits out of here, like NEMA plate, I don't need. But the other easy way to do this, good after breakfast, cable tie. Thank you for coming along. I'm hungry now. Thanks, cable tie. For those playing along at home, that is in the comments at the top of mousepicker.scad. Yep. So the other thing I can do is simply gadoink this as an STL into that location. Yeah, that'll do. And delete the rest in the slicer. So that is what I'm going to do because I am lazy. Bamboo Studio. Yeah, okay.
Zippy has arrived.
Zippy has arrived. Zippy, yeah, Zippy, zip tie, cabletti. Yes. Now I want to split to objects, and then I can basically delete a whole bunch of stuff. Don't need that. Oh, look. I should have, instead of splitting to objects, I should have split, because this has got the supports. These are the little breakaway support things that for some reason don't seem to work properly when I print this on the Bamboo. Possibly just because of slicer settings or something. Oh, and look, it's dropped those as well. All right, I'm going to undo all of this and come back to here, and instead of, oh, come on, deselect. And instead of splitting to objects, I'm going to split to parts. There we go. Oi, come on, no. Why did you not split to parts? Split. What? Why can't I do that? Ah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to move that to the center. Yes, I know it is hanging off Mr. Slicer. And now I'm going to split to objects. And then I can do this. And leave everything else in place. Come on. Delete these. Delete, delete, delete. Oh, come on. Select. Delete. And I am not going to move the other thing. I could rejoin. Now that I've split it, I could rejoin that other thing, but I'm not going to. Or am I? Maybe I should. No, I'm just going to do a select all, and then because what's going through my head is whether none of them are the right filament. Okay, I've got to go and do a filament swap on the printer. I will put in blue or green. No, I don't need green. I have blue. Okay, so I need blue, and I need the nice yellow. The nice yellow, you say? Yes, I need the nice yellow. I'm just wondering how to do this in terms of cameras. There's not really a whole lot I can do. Yeah, overwrite. That is what's actually in the printer at the moment. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to talk to you. You are now going to be spared the visuals while I swap filaments. Because I don't have any useful stuff in the printer right now. Only that. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the yellow. And I will throw in some blue. And I'll get rid of the black. And I will throw in some of the nice yellow. Not the yucky safety yellow But I will do it as two separate print jobs because I don't want it constantly changing filament all the way through the job. Right. Blue is loading. Take out the black. Put in some of the nice yellow. Ooh. Ooh. The the reel was jumping. It doesn't have a whole lot of filament on that reel, so the reel is light, and I haven't put a reel weight in it, so it's kind of jumping up on the thing. Okay, it's loading blue. Maybe I should put a reel weight in it. 3 scanning. Now scanning slot 2, which will have the yellow in it. Okay. I think we are good to go. Back to here. Has it finished syncing? Let's see. Finished scanning its thingamajiggamies. Yeah, so we got yellow, blue. All right. Let's select all and change to yellow. Okay. And slicey dicey. Initial layer can't be printed. Please cut the bottom or enable supports. Why can't it be printed? What is wrong with you? Is it because of the little supports that are inside here? That might be it. Yeah, I think it might be those little breakaway supports that are in the... Okay, let's just do it without those. Let's move that and whoop, get rid of these. We'll just let it do its thing. And now can you slice? Or are you going to complain again? Yeah, that's better. Okay. It didn't like those little internal thingamajiggamies. And print. Yes, print. It's a couple of hour print. 2 hours and 7 minutes. That's a lot. For us, yeah, well, I guess there's a bit of plastic in there. It's not that much though. It's only 50 grams. Why is it going to take that long? What settings did I have? Okay, I've got strength turned up. It's on a 0.2 strength profile. And I've got extra loops and I've got extra infill. Yeah, oh well. Yeah, Vic says you can enable supports on that part. Shouldn't hurt any. Yeah. Tinker said, tell it to do the supports in a different color. No, I'm doing it without supports. It'll do a... so the only reason it needs supports is in these little areas here. Whoop, you see the little hexagon shapes where the nuts clip in and there is a hole. So there is essentially a roof over that portion. But it should do a pretty decent job of printing that anyway. So, yeah. It's a very small little overhang area. It's very quick. So that should print okay. And it is just to hold those nuts. In fact, why does it even... Oh, okay, so those nuts are there because bolts come down from above through that into those areas. Okay. Well, it'll figure it out. Smarter people than me have worked on the slicer software. If they think it's okay, it's okay. As long as nuts go in. Yes, exactly. That's right. It's just pulling the nuts up into the base with the bolts that come down from the top. So it's not a problem. Not a problem. In fact, I'm curious, how is it going to print the tops of those areas? I want to get to the layer right there. Oh, haha, that is not going to work. It's going to make a bit of a mess, but it'll still be fine. Look at this. What it's going to try to do is print rings in space. That is just going to make little spaghetti lines inside the hole. And then if we come up to the next layer, oh, yeah, more strings in space, layer up. It's going to try to make quite a few strings in space. Okay, so at that point it's a rectangle, and then it's going to do, yeah, oh well. I'll let it do its thing. We'll see what happens. How bad can it be? Are rings in space like pigs in space? Maybe. Vic says they're 50mm screws and they actually make the pillars rigid. Yeah, so 4 50mm screws coming all the way through here, pulling it tight, pulling the layers towards each other, would make that very rigid. Yes. All right. So where are we? Coming back to here, quit out of that. Don't save. All right, so I've got to print it in yellow and I've got to print it in blue. Given, I just heard the printer go clunk. What's going on? Printer, what are you doing? Oh, I hadn't taken those off. That's what, it was me. It was me. It'll have discovered the obstruction and the printer is going to complain any second now, but I will reach in and grab those off. Okay, gotta grab that. Grab that. I'll peel this off. Yeah, the printer will error out, I am pretty sure. Oh, maybe it's just retrying now. Totally my fault. How did I miss it? I even changed filament in the printer and I didn't even notice that these things were still sitting on the print bed. Okay, looks like it's re-attempting. It is take 2 at its alignment attempt.
At Cable T said, I thought I was the only one who that.
No, it's not just you, Cable Tie. Yeah, it looks like it's re-attempting. It might just try it a second time and work. So it is now using its micro LiDAR and checking the surface of the area where it's going to be doing the printing. Okay. Given my super low energy state, I'm not going to be able to keep going much longer. I'm kind of, I'm fading. I'm fading. I'm just going to put nuts into a couple more of these because that needs doing regardless of anything else. Using Grant's handy tweezers. These tweezers that at some point in the past have been inside a human body, in the hands of a surgeon. What I need is a little block. I am looking around. I do not have one. Oh well, I'll just have to keep using the edge of the bench. All right, back to the tippy tap. And so what I have not yet looked at is whether, looking ahead to the build, as to whether all 5 of the nuts that are in these are required? Or is that just covering different assembly options, like depending on which axis it goes onto? Or are all 5 used every single time? I don't know. So I may be putting nuts in here unnecessarily. Oh, that feels bad doing that. It feels like I'm endangering the flexures. I don't like this. I don't like this bit. That does not feel good at all. Because doing these ones is okay, because you can put this on the edge of the bench, but these ones in here, you can't really get properly on the bench because the bench edge comes along here. Whew. Okay, so yes. I'm missing Vic's handy suggestions again, says Tinker. Yes. Vic says, no, not every axis driver uses every nut, but they're a hell of a lot easier to put in before the drivers are fitted. Yeah. So it's better to have them there and not use them than to try to put in just the specific ones later. Well, certainly later. If I knew in it... Ah! Oh no! I've just dropped it. I really hope I didn't break the flexure. Any of the joints. Oh, let's see. I think it's okay. None of the... I'm just checking all of the flexure locations around here. Nothing seems broken. Looking up here. Nothing seems broken. I think it survived. Whew. Ah, I should not be doing this in this state. I should have... Okay, what I should have done is picked a topic, like picked a stream topic that did not require either dexterity and coordination or the ability to think. Both are contraindicated right at this point in time. First layer has gone down. It is doing the micro LiDAR inspection right there. First layer is on. It's scanning, checking that what it printed on the first layer is actually what it should have printed. And then it will continue. Crispin says, if the flexure broke, you'd end up with a RepRapMicron? Microde? I don't get it. I don't get it.
If the flexure broke, you'd end up with a RepRapMicron.
Microde. Microde. I don't get it. Which way around? Where is the... Okay, there. The overhead camera is not quite in the right spot to catch the edge of the bench here. I need to go and find myself some medication. I need to get some Demazin or something. Clear up my head. So frustrating. So frustrating being sick. I don't like it. It is not fun. One more. I better get over it really quickly because I was meant to do the heart stress test on Monday? Or was it Tuesday? No, Tuesday. On Tuesday. And because I was right then at the point of getting sick, I called and deferred it by a week. So I am due to undergo a heart stress test on Tuesday, as in Tuesday afternoon. So 2 days from now.
At Tinker001 said, Just imagine if John had seen the message about the 2 support blocks sitting there on the bench.
The 2 support blocks. These. Those. They don't reach. They're not high enough. So, yeah. So I am, on Tuesday afternoon, I am supposed to be running on a treadmill while people do scientific sort of stuff to me. Why isn't that going in? Do all the science. And I could walk on a treadmill at the moment. Don't know that I'd be up for much running. So I need to be back to fighting fit shape by Tuesday afternoon. That is my... Otherwise, I've got to defer the medical thing again, which I don't want to have to do. Okay, time to...
At Tinker001 said, blue yellow. Could screw them together for more height even.
Ah, yeah. Could screw them together. Okay, I'm losing the plot. I am losing it. It is remarkable how little I've got done this stream.
They're going to science you until you make the noise.
Science me until I make the noise. Yeah. Who said that? Crispian. Until I make the noise. What the until the screaming stops. Until I can scream no longer. Alright, I'm going to try to squeeze this one a bit because it didn't tap in nicely. That's better. I think it's good now. Okay, so I now have all 3 of these. I need nuts into some of these slots as well, which I've already done on those.
About 2 hours ago.
What went away about 2 hours ago? Plot went away, yes. Yes, the plot has exited the stream. It's exited my mind. Okay. There's... So I've got to find the places to put these into these slots. Got to drop a couple in here. I'm just going to align them for now, and then I will push them down into place in a moment because I have to clip down further into the hole so that when a bolt comes in from the end here, it goes in and engages with the nut. So I'll do that in just a second. Starting with just getting the nuts, the starting point. And then that screwdriver looks appropriate, and then I should be able to pop it down with this. Now, is it? No, it is not. Okay, I am going to... I don't want to... I'm not going to hammer my Weha static safe screwdrivers. I'm going to find something else that I can use. Maybe this? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try hammering this. Did it go far enough? Ooh, I think that one did. That one went far enough. That one did not quite. It's close. But I need a slightly thinner pokey. I'm going to use this one. 2mm.
Watching you assemble it reminds me of a Meccano set.
Yes, that's because some of this is Metricano. You see this grid? All of this stuff along here? It's Metricano. Yeah, okay, so those nuts are aligned in there now. Did I just see Amanda in the chat? Yes, oh that's right, I said hello to Amanda earlier and then I totally forgot. Goes click and should end up in position. And this one, let's see, did I insert them far enough? Not quite in either case. Okay, did that. That one is not quite. It's very close. I'm being cautious with this. I don't want to be overstressing these mechanisms. There, you probably heard the tone change as it clicked into place. Yes, and now it is fully seated. All right, so we've got the nuts in these. Are there any other nut locations that I need to pre-populate? I don't think there are. So now we should have all of those parts for the axis drivers ready to go. We have the newly printed couplings. Oh, this is something I should have checked. So I resized these holes based on, oh, that is beautiful. That's perfect. It's like it's a tight squeeze. Oh, I can squeeze it on and there is no play at all. That is beautiful. I thought I might have to print this two more times, tuning the diameter of the shaft, like the coupling onto the shaft. But that is nice. That's made for it. So I am very happy about that.
Fully nuts.
I am nuts. M3 nuts. Now, question is, does it matter what direction the cables come out? If I mount this like that, or that, or that, there was, unfortunately I've already screwed it up. Oh, and the other question is, how far down does the spacing need to be on this? What is the reference point for the coupling going into this? I think I'm going to need the thick spacer, which is, so I'm going to need this, oh, magnets. I'm going to need this spacer, but not this one, because this motor has thinner, oh sorry, it has a shorter shaft than the other one that I was using. So 5mm plate. Cable management is a consideration. You want 1 millimeter or so of the coupling inside the NEMA bracket. Okay. Okay, so that might be a bit too much then. Okay, I'm going to go for the thinner spacer. That one. This is when I need the fancy reaming tool. Yay! Okay. Fancy reaming tool.
At Tinker 001
that one.
You decided earlier to leave out the thick one.
Yeah. Yes. That's right. I did too. So it's got this little, oh, this is so cool. It's got this little retention lock mechanism on here. Oh, this is such a fancy reaming tool. Ah, come on. Out, out. And okay, like this. Oh, look at that. It took out a perfect little spiral. Very nice. Okay. That goes on there. And that goes on there. That actually leaves several millimeters, my accurate scientific term, within the body of the mount. So looking side on, I think this coupling is a little bit too far down inside the body of the mount. It probably needs to come out a little bit more. So if I don't use any spacer at all, the bottom of the coupling is flush with the mount. So that is too oh, excuse me, too far out, I believe. And this is a 4mm spacer. So that means that if I put this spacer on and this on, the coupling is going to be recessed by approximately 4mm into the body of this. Hopefully that's okay. So what I need is, the length of the bolt that I need is those two, which is 14mm plus some depth going into here, say 3mm. So I need 17. I don't believe I have a 17. I have a 16, but then I have a washer. How thick are the washers? I think they're about 0.8. Maybe not that much. 0.6. So I could use either an 18mm with 2 washers, or I could use a 16mm.
001 said, time to print 1mm spaces.
1mm spaces. Okay, if you don't work, print a thinner one, not too hard to swap out. Yep. Coolio. I shall do that. So I have 16mm. I have 16mm M3s here. Alright, so I'm going to assemble it with the 4mm spacer. That way? That way. Yeah, so we've got the nuts that are going to end up captive. They are trapped between the spacer and the main body. And then the bolts can come through and engage with those nuts. But this can go on here, and then this can go through. Let's just do a sanity check. I want to see how much thread comes through those two. Ooh, I don't think it's enough. Okay, I'm going to go for a bolt that is one size larger. These are 16mm M3s. I'm going to switch to 18s. Which could be sadness. I may end up having to, yeah, so these are 18s. I think we're going to have to end up cutting some 20s or arbitrary larger sizes. Oh, excuse me. Okay. That looks better. Okay, that's a more healthy amount of thread coming out of the end, which should be able to engage with this. So the question is, does it bottom out in the hole in the motor, or does it tension down? I'm just going to put one in because I want to do a rotation test and see what happens. I want to make sure that it doesn't bottom out. And it hasn't, which is good. Okay, that means that 18mm bolts do work with this particular combination. Cool. Time to chuck some more nuts, not nuts, washers. I know the terms for things. I can name stuff. Not accurately. So I've only got enough 18mm M3s here to do one axis driver. Where's the other one? There. And where's the other nut so I can steal its washer? Nut! I keep saying nut. Nope, I will have to grab a washer. I don't know where it's gone. I'll grab a washer from the actual washers drawer. And I will grab one that matches. So I want that one. Yeah, I'm going to need to trim some longer M3 bolts, I think, to make up the other axes. However, there's no point doing that right now because these parts that I'm printing for the blue and yellow axes, each one of them is a 2+ hour print.
At Austin's_creations said, someone didn't do their AliExpress shopping before starting a project.
That's correct, Austin. I did not. Yeah, it's about time I went through my my collection of M3 bolts and did a quick eyeball of each of the drawers, and any of the drawers that look like they're not nicely full, I need to order more. Okay, so there we go. We now have the coupling protruding out through the mount. Ooh, I need to put nuts in there, and there, there and there. Yeah, I could do that. So it looks like there are meant to be nuts that go into that so that they can be grabbed by bolts coming in from from those points. All right. But I am not going to continue.
You could test C if a 20 fits.
Test see if a 20 fits. I am... yeah, I could. I am fairly confident that it will not, but okay, I will try. I bet that what will happen is it'll bottom out in the hole in the... yeah, look at the difference in length. So that's a 16... no, an 18. Hang on. That does not seem right. I don't believe this. That is not a 16 versus an 18 situation. There is way more. Are these in the wrong thing? These are 24. Why do I have 24mm bolts?
At Tinker001 said, missing Vic's comments again.
Yes, I am missing Vic's comments. That's a 20. Why was this one? I just grabbed that one out of this box. This is a 20 box. These are 24s. What are you doing? No. That. Oh no, these other ones are actually... Is it a mix? No, they're... I think it's just my brain failed. I think I just picked one up off the bench. Okay. As Jake Peralta would say, cool. And now, what have I done with the washer that I had? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. So that distance there is going to be more than the depth of the hole there. I am fairly confident. So before it gets to squashing the washer, there it goes.
Table T said, it's a rogue screw.
It's bottom.
Austin's_creations said, don't leave it on the bench then.
Yeah, I need to group it. So yeah, there is a fair bit of space there. So I cannot use 20s. I do have to use 18s. So that's fine. That is solvable. It is not a problem. All right, I'll put this one back in just so that everything is back in its correct location. There we go. So now we have that one reassembled, all with 18s. These are 20s. These are 24s. So the 20s I'm going to put back in the 20 box. These 24s, which are ones that came out previously, are going to go into the 24 drawer. 24. Hang on, I don't have a 24 drawer. I've got a 25 drawer. Are these 25s? Are they? Maybe I was just mismeasuring. No. Oh yeah. Yes. Yes. They must be 25s. Let's see. Could it plausibly be a 25? Yeah.
Tinker001
Close enough.
said, now put the other screws away.
Yes. Those ones I'm putting away. They are going back into the cabinet. These ones I'm putting away. The 20s are going back in the cabinet. And the 18s are going back. Oh, there's the other 25. The the Rogue One. So that is going into the 25 drawer. That's it. I'm going to put that back up there, that back up there. Rearranging things to just keep it all in order. Okay. Oh, that's where the missing washer went. The one I couldn't find before. So now I have the 3 parallelogram thingamajiggies. I have these 2 which are the wrong size. So that is what is in the process of being reprinted. The yellow one is being reprinted right now with 2 columns instead of 3 columns of holes. So these 2 are both going to be rubbish. I will extract those nuts first. This one is now kind of complete, except that it needs nuts down in there. These have their nuts in them, and the newly printed couplings are perfect, which is very gratifying. And the reaming tool works like a champ. So, that is all I can do today, because, well, I could mount this, but I honestly do not have the energy. I am struggling. I need to take a breathing break. Go and blow my nose and find some Demazin or similar. Whew. Where are we? Vic says, John, not reading my meddling is extremely instructive in the documentation department. Yeah, well, I haven't even been reading the documentation. I've just been printing stuff, looking at it, and figuring out where. Okay, so Vic says, nuts in those slots only needed in 2 places on the Z-axis. Okay. You don't need extra nuts in the sides. Vic needs a membership. No, what we can do is, let's do this. This and that. So now Vic should be able to use TTS, I believe. Okay, where are we? Jack Sec says, go out and enjoy the sunshine. Yes. Okay, I need to, let's see if this works. We're about to do a test. We'll see if Vic's TTS message worked.
At Vic Oliver said, magic.
Yes, it worked. Oh, Darren is here. Dentistries is here as well. Welcome. Okay. Yeah, there is a lag on TTS, so I could see that Vic had done the same magic thing, and then it takes a while before it catches up. It takes a little while for the API update to get the comment, and then it takes a little while for it to process it and generate the audio and play it.
At Tinker001 said, only if TTS is actually working.
For the printer there on the printhead. Oh, yeah, that's true. Don S just said perfectly placed at. Yeah, sticking their name. I bet that they thought that through. They put the name on the side of the cover for the printhead, specifically in the field of view of the camera, so that when people do things like share time lapses, it will have the name of the printer right there as a permanent watermark. Oh, Vic says, that flexure coupling shaft radius is not a proper variable up the top of the file. It is now. Yep. No, that's cool. It was, once I knew what the thing was to search for.
At said, and sometimes it just ignores random messages.
Yeah, a lot of them it blocks. It comes up saying bad word detected, which is its general deny message. Yeah. Jacksec said, almost as if they did it deliberately for time lapses. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to find a tissue and recover some energy. I did almost nothing today. Once again, a stream of achieving almost nothing. Oh, well, little baby steps. Little baby steps. So, thank you for coming along in my suboptimal state and suffering through this with me. Once this has finished printing, not that. Once this is finished printing in yellow, I will print the same thing again in blue. And hopefully next time we can attach access drivers to the picker. I also need to do more, I need to fix that M3 bolt length problem. Yes. Okay. Rename it the Seinfeld stream.
Rest your weary bod. Get well soon.
Thanks, Crispian. Micron size step, says Vic Oliver. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I am going to go. I never know how to end these things. So I'm just going to say thank you for putting up with me, and I will talk to you all really soon. Have an awesome week, and during this week, pay attention to something good so that you can share it as a nerd brag next week, because we haven't done nerd brags this week. It means there should be twice as many nerd brags next week. Okay, thank you. See ya.